am Cassandra Murray of Cassandra's Champions, and welcome to the LMS show. Here's your host, Lenny Matthews.
Wait. Ooh, big diamond ring on. Nobody gives away diamonds nowadays, except you go upstairs and ask the Lord. You'll get a diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, today, T.C. Spelling is going to tell you 31 days of the waiting room right here on the LMS show. Take it out. And welcome back to the LMS show. Give yourself a big hand. Sisters, we got to support a sister, right? Sister Jennifer, Corey, the two junior partners, everybody. Ooh, look what I got here. This is something, you know, a lot of ladies like to have a big ring on their finger, a big rock. Ooh. Waiting room. You know, this, well, let the young lady tell me how we met. Ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, give it up for T.C. Spelling. Give her a big hand. Oh, T.C., how are you?
I am great, Mr. Matthews. How are you?
Oh, I am fine. You know, I told something about this waiting room book. People sit back here and tell me, oh, you mean it's like one of these kind of books that, you you get a man in 30 days or 31 days. I said, no.
Glad that was your answer.
No, I read the book. Oh, what a book. Tell us a little about this book, how you came about with this book.
Mm-hmm. So, I wanted to write a book many years ago and didn't have any idea as to what to write about. And so fast forward, my mother and I have went on a spa retreat a few years ago, and I made up in my mind that while I was there, I was going to figure out exactly what I was going to write about. Like, this book needed to come out of me. And so doing a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, a lot of journaling at this spa retreat, God and I just connected, and the waiting room came to my mind.
So why the title, The Waiting Room?
The waiting room, because as a single woman, that's exactly what I'm doing. I am waiting in a space with God. And so this book is all about building a deep and profound relationship with God while waiting for the right mate to come into your life.
You know, there's a song you see on the radio a long time ago. There ain't nothing wrong making love on the first night unless the feeling is right. But you're talking about packaging yourself, right? Because if you want to meet somebody, you got to package yourself, right?
This is true, but it's a little deeper than that. So this book is really about using spiritual and practical disciplines to build that one-on-one relationship with God. So
that's the point first, right? That's
yes,
the point first, yeah.
Absolutely. So some of the spiritual disciplines I teach in this book are praying, meditating, fasting, journaling. It's all about that me time with God.
Tell me about the journaling.
Yeah.
You have to write down notes, right?
Absolutely. So with journaling can take on any kind of form.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a prayer, it could be notes to yourself, it could be poetry, it could be what happened at work today, what happened going down the street today. But the whole purpose of journaling is to pretty much free yourself. Journaling is liberating. And so as a single woman in the waiting room, you can use journaling as a way of connecting with God and telling God how frustrated you are that you're in this single season and you've been in it far too long, at least from your perspective, if you are waiting. You can free yourself of unforgiveness. You know, so there's no need in getting into a relationship with someone and trying to work on a marriage with someone when you are carrying around so much unforgiveness. And so through journaling, you can be liberated from that forgiveness. You can forgive that person on paper. You can forgive yourself. You can even forgive God if you feel like God has failed you when it comes to being married.
Woo. Give a big hand, everybody. Well, in short, instead of going on, well, I'm not knocking these computer dating services, but you know, you have to have, you got to start with self, right?
Absolutely, you have to start with self. And in fact, God is the number one matchmaker. So you can't beat God's matchmaking any day. So if God says to you, you know what, I don't even want you to get married right now. I don't even want you to be in a relationship. Then just go with the flow. Just obey that, because God is actually protecting you from some stuff. We don't know what it is that He's protecting you from, but He's keeping you in that space of singleness for a reason.
You know, I don't remember in past relationships. You know, I'm sitting back here. Well, off here in age a little bit, but I'm still learning hard. I sit back here and think about it. You know, I sat back and scratched my head. I said, "Dog, I'm glad I never married that person." But then again, I married for a while, and then that you know it taught me a lot of things too. You know, we were doing this. We were at Mega Evans College, right?
Yes.
This is where we met at.
Yes.
Give TC a big hand. And we did this.
I'm gonna need my book.
You get your book, girlfriend. I'm gonna do that at random.
Okay.
Day 10, taming the tongue. Tell us about that.
Well, taming the tongue. You know, in Christendom, we talk about this all the time, where we could just be flippant all the time. You know, we can say things that we shouldn't say. We can speak too quickly sometimes.
Sometimes you can't take it back. Sometimes you can't take it back.
You can't take it back. So while you're in the waiting room, while you're building a relationship with God, you are developing wisdom. And God will give you wisdom and show you when to speak and when not to speak, when to share things and when not to share things. Sometimes we get big ideas and we just are so gung-ho about these big ideas and we want to run and share it with someone, but it might be premature.
Yeah.
So we have to learn to just keep quiet.
Day 20, being content. Tell us about that.
So being content is really about enjoying this season of singleness, whatever that means to you. So just being content, not sitting around twiddling your thumbs, not going online and looking for a mate, not going backwards and looking up old ex-boyfriends. Just be in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Advantage of this time. Go back to school.
Yeah.
Go for a certificate.
Or maybe go to the professor and brother step by school. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
inside joke.
Don't be anxious.
Also, too, now, being me time. What's this me time? Tell me about this. Tell me about this me time.
So me time is all about me. As women, we
not being selfish and all like that.
Not being selfish. And in this context, it's actually okay to be selfish, especially as a woman, because we wear so many hats. We are doctors, we are teachers, we are caretakers, caregivers, we're bakers, we're chauffeurs. We're a little bit of everything to everyone, and a lot of times we don't take out time for ourselves. So me time is all about taking time out for yourself, caring for yourself, whether that means reading your favorite book, drinking some tea, going to the movies, going to the spa, hooking up with a couple of girlfriends, or just being alone and not doing anything. Whatever me time means for you, that's what me time is about.
Also, too, abstinent. What's your point on that?
Very, very unpopular topic. So, because sex is good, right? Sex is good. Sex feels good. Sex was created by God, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with sex. But like everything else, sex has its place in our lives. It has its proper context.
But I was reading in your book. I read the book. You mentioned, and this is true, if you, break it down, I ain't talking nasty, as my ex-wife would say, but if you lie with someone, that means you're in one with this person, right?
Yes, sex is more than just a physical act. When we have sex, we give our whole selves to a person. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We connect in the spiritual matter, and we create what's called soul ties. And so, if you ever been in a relationship with someone and you were sexually active with that individual, and then you broke up, and then like a year later, all of a sudden this person is on your mind, out out of the blue. At
That's
least you
happened to me
think
a couple
it's out
times.
of the blue. You think it's out of the blue, but it really isn't out of the
And not in your dreams, right?
You think about it, right?
Right, and you think it's out of the blue, but it's not out of the blue. It's because the two of you have connected in such of a powerful, powerful way. And so that person is in you, you're in that person, you've connected, you've bonded in such a way that you should not have bonded with that individual.
And then as Roy Hamilton said, don't just hold me tight and don't let go, right?
But God says to wait.
To wait. And sometimes it pays too, because if you don't wait, sometimes you pay. You have a child, you be down there in the courthouse. Get up that money.
And besides that, there are a lot of women who are hurting because
Yes.
they gave themselves to
Yes,
men.
yes.
There's so many women who are
Yes,
broken. I've
yes.
talked with many women who said, I wish I hadn't slept with. I wish I had not had sex with. Sex is
Yes.
a powerful thing.
It is. It's very powerful. It is very powerful. What we're going to do here, I'm going to give you a quiz. And we go. Remember, Michael K does it right on his show, right? Remember Professor? Yeah.
Center stage.
Oh, center stage. Few things. What's your favorite meal?
Sushi.
Sushi. What is your favorite gospel singer?
Cameron Clark Shear.
Clara Shaw Shear. Also, too, what place did you go? What place did you always want to go to?
Place I will. Paris.
Paris. Okay. Who is your best friend and your companion?
Desiree A. Johnson.
Tell us about Desiree A. Johnson.
Desiree and I met in college, and we just hit it off right away. Our birthdays are like hours apart, and so maybe that's why we get along so well, because we just understand each other. We went through college together. We've done crazy things together. We've had fun together, cried together.
What you major in college?
I majored in human resource management. Initially, I started out in computer information systems, but I couldn't pass COBOL,
Okay.
so I got a new major.
What, you have a bachelor's and master's degree?
I have both.
You have a master's degree? You hear that?
I do.
Well, we have a gate for you. Who is your other companion? Now, you mentioned in the book you have another companion.
I have another companion.
Another person.
My
Who?
mother.
Your mother. Tell us about your mother.
My mother, getting teary-eyed. So my mother is, I should have said my mother is my best friend.
She is your best friend? You are.
Absolutely. I'm my mother's only child, and we're like this. We're just
How you get along with your mom?
we're tight. I mean, we're not perfect. We
No,
have,
no,
you know,
yeah,
mother-daughter
yeah.
relationships are like really crazy, but you know, she would do the world for me. She has done the world for me. My mother is a retired detective, NYPD detective.
Oh,
So you could just imagine how strict my household was. So I couldn't get anything over on my mother, which is all good. That old school parenting doesn't exist
Whoa.
that much today. But I'm here because of my mother. Absolutely.
Also, too, in writing this book, you mentioned in the book, too, you had some past relationships that didn't go too good, right?
Yeah. So, and I think we all have, right? It's
Yes.
a learning experience. We all get involved in different relationships. We learn along the way that a lot of the relationships that we're involved in are not healthy. I've been in many unhealthy relationships, be it emotional or physical. I beat up my boyfriends. Let me put that out there.
You beat them up?
Yes, but that's domestic violence, and we don't really look at whenever females are the aggressor or the abuser as domestic violence. But truth be told, that's what it is. So yeah, I've had my share of bad relationships.
I guess we all had our shares of bad relationships, right? One way or the other. One thing I admire about you, we went to the book fair, it was in New Jersey book fair, but also to the Mega Episode. One thing I admire about you is that in this book, you know how to promote a book, girlfriend. Tell us about how you promote a book, how you promote your book.
Oh, well.
You have it on all different places, all over the place. That means nobody can sit back and turn it down. It's right here.
Yeah, so I created a like page for the book. I have a page on Google Plus, I think that's the name.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter. I'm now doing Periscope. I've joined a group called Christian Authors on Tour. So we do physical tours. We also do a lot of blog talk radio shows. I've joined up with other authors who are into the singleness business, Christian works.
Yes.
So we work together. We do blog talk radio shows together. Visit different churches, and just talk to women about relationships. And
you talk to a lot of young ladies, especially a lot of young ladies, because they really try. Because sometimes it's kind of rough at times. I see,
I try. My audience really late 20s to about 55. I would love to tap into 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, but I haven't figured out a way to get to them, to reach them. It's hard to reach them.
Because as Connie Francis has a song called "They Have a Mind of Their Own," right?
Yes. And I had that mind too, so I
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank you so much for joining me today the LMS show. I don't know what to say about you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Matthews. Thank you for having me here.
You
Thank
know,
sisters and Miss Jennifer for this opportunity.
Because I learned from this book sometime, and like I told you on the phone that I've made mistakes in my lifetime, and sometimes sometimes some things you come to a point in life some things it's over with and can't really correct it. And a young person like yourself and share it with other people, I think that's the big blessing in itself. And I want you to stay the course. Don't give up.
Thank you.
And then put first.
God first.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not selling religion, but who you worship, but He will see you through, right? God, male, female, whatever, God will see you through. On that note, thank you so much. And what's that name?
T.C. Spellen.
Say it out loud. Nobody these things can't pick up that. Say what's that? They can't pick it up. What they say?
It's T.C. Spellen.
Say it again.
T.C. Spellen. That's our website also. T.C. Spellen.
Give it up for T.C. Spelling. And we'll be back on whatever we're doing on LMS. For creative energy of Manhattan. And what else?
Queens and Brooklyn.
Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. Right here at Sisters Uptown Bookstore. Right here on the LMS show. And take it down.
Darling, whoa, when we get married, we have a big celebration, sad invitation to all our friends in relation. We'll have a ball, dancing and all when we get married. Oh no, oh no, no. When the bell rings, we'll tell the world and tell you can. Folks will all over, will come and see the wedding we planned. We'll have a ball. We'll have a time. We'll have a time. We'll dance and die. And darling, we'll be so gay. Yes, we will. We'll have a ball. We'll have a ball. Dancing and all. And darling, as wild. Just wait and see. Our wedding date is not very far. Our folks will whisper and say how lovely we both are. We'll have a ball, dancing and all. When we get married, zoom, 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 zoom. We'll dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Yes, I love it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, I need you, zoom, zoom, zoom. Need you by my side. Zoom, zoom, want you for my pride. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Dip it in it, oh, when I pray when I yes I pray the Lord to hold me tight. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yes I love it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it. When I go to sleep, yes I pray. When I go to sleep, yes I pray. The Lord to hold me tight. Zoom, 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 zoom. Need you by my side. Zoom, 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 zang, zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, boom, 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 boom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom. Keep the beat going, keep the beat going, keep the beat going. Keep it on, keep the beat going. What's the... Stand by. So much in love as we stroll along together, holding hands, walking all along. We'll be so in love, are we two? Just can't wait to say I do. So in love, so in love, so in love. As we stroll by the sea together, under stars twinkling high above. We'll be so in love, are we two? Just can't wait to say I do. So in love, so in love, so much in love, so in love, so so much. I love you, my darling. Can you tell? As we walk down the aisle together, we'll go back to be together till we die. We do. So in love, all we do, just can't wait to say I do. So in love, so in love, so much in love, so in love, so in love, so in love. Are you and I, you and I, so in love, so in love, you and I. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, boom, 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 boom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, 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 zoom. Dip it in it, zoom, zoom, zoom.